'Twas a dark and stormy night in 1998. You sit on the floor in the living room of your childhood home with a PS1 controller in hand as the pitter-patter of rain taps on your windows. Your home is pitch black except for the warm electric glow of a CRT TV, resting comfortably in the faux wood entertainment center. You know, nestled right there between compartments filled with a VHS player, stereo equipment that is too complicated for you to understand, and piles of VHS tapes. You're playing through Castlevania Symphony of the Night for the third time since you got it. You've beaten it a few times now, but you can't shake the sense that maybe you missed something within that labyrinthine castle. The last time you played, you found a ring that had an inscription. In Tower. It made no sense to you during that last playthrough, and after you defeated Richter, the final boss, you still never figured out its function. This left a taste in your mouth, a feeling that maybe there is more to this game than what you've seen. This time, however, you found a new room that you had never seen before, a new boss battle against a succubus. You learned of Alucard's mother's demise.
I'm coming, Mother!
Even if it was just a false vision impersonated by a demon.
What kind of demon are you?
And afterwards, you finally found the Silver Ring's companion, the Gold Ring. Where? Clock. You sit there for a moment and it connects in your dumb little 8-year-old head. You say it quietly under your breath in the darkness of your house so as not to wake up your parents, knowing full well that they will ask, why are you still up this late playing video games? Where in Clock Tower? You make your way to that eerie clock room where you met Maria, you put on the rings and a new area is unlocked.
I'm coming, Mother!
Holy shit, you were right. There is more to this game than you thought. You knew it. You continue along and learn that Richter is not the final boss.
Who's the black private dick that's a sex machine to all the chicks?
Shut!
Damn right.
No, kiddo, you were a fool. You have not actually beaten this game 2 other times. You barely scratched the surface. You have missed out on over half of the game twice. Nobody told you this. How could they? You don't know anyone else that has played this game. It's 1998. The idea of having access to the internet at all times to talk to people that share the same interest as you, or even just the idea of looking up what to do in a game, man, that's a distant future that you can't even fathom. You just figured it out yourself through trial and error. You solved this mystery with zero help from outside sources. And this created a lasting memory that will cement this as one of the top 5 games of all time for you for the rest of your life. It's not even that it's objectively one of the best games ever made, although it is, and you're wrong if you think otherwise. It's the experience you had with it that made it so good. Tell me, do you think you will ever feel that way about a game again in 2026 and beyond? Allow me to don my boomer hat real quick as I utter these all too familiar words. Back in my day. A phrase that most grow up with that is often spoken in a joking manner when referring to people who have caught the old. Yet, as I age myself, I find myself unironically saying it, or variations of it, fairly often. Back in the day, way back when I was a kid, when I was a young boy. The point is, we all get to a point where back in my day stops being ironic and instead becomes your reality. There was a your day, and it's not the present. This is all a roundabout way to say, unironically, that back in my day, the way we viewed and approached video games was completely different. There was an air of mystery surrounding every game we played, no matter what it was. You would play something and you'd get stuck, and then instead of giving up or typing in Illusion of Gaia walkthrough into your search engine of choice, you just kept trying. Or if you were lucky, your parents bought you a physical strategy guide that you could refer to. This achieved 2 things. You would stick with a single game for a lot longer, and the experience felt more like yours instead of a shared one. It's back to Symphony of the Night. Nobody told me there was an inverted castle. I didn't know that at all going into this game. I thought I had conquered the entire game twice. I discovered the second half of the game on my own. Nowadays, the inverted castle is a legendary piece of gaming history, but back then, I didn't know anybody else that knew this game existed besides me and my siblings. The future that we currently live in killed the mysteries held on these shiny little discs and clunky-ass cartridges. The internet killed the playground, man. Like, there are no more legends about you being under the truck or the secret vampire character in Final Fantasy VII that you can only unlock if you do this strange sequence of events. Nah, now you just hear a rumor, you pull out your little pocket computer, and you can have it verified within seconds. That was the crazy part of old gaming mysteries, man. Like, as far-fetched as they sounded, some of them were actually true. That kept you trying weird shit no matter how odd because, hey, I mean, maybe this one is true also. Honestly, if someone told you right now that you can get infinite Master Balls by putting them in your 6th slot, talking to this random guy, watching his little battle tutorial, flying to Cinnabar Island right afterwards, and then surfing along the East Coast until you encountered a creepy-ass tower of glitched sprites that is apparently also a bird called Missingno, you would think they're insane. But that's a real thing, and we all just did it and accepted it, and it worked. It sounded insane, but I mean, why not at least give it a try? And then with that, why not try every other rumor you hear about games? It was a wild time back in my day. Now, mysteries can still exist within a game, but they just don't last the same. They won't become those legendary moments that we once had. Within hours of a game's release, it's already been taken apart completely. People are already throwing up guides, data mining what they can, posting screenshots and videos. I mean, it's all just there ready to be served to you on a silver platter. It's a race to see who can crank out bullshit about a popular release first because that's going to get clicks and make them money from ad revenue. Game mysteries are now just a commodity for the early bird. But you know, the more I think about it, the more that I think maybe this isn't always a negative thing. It's just the way the world shifted. We can't change that, but alongside this shift, certain developers have also shifted how they approach gaming mysteries themselves. Instead of trying to fight the hordes of content creators that are going to spoil the entire game within an hour of its release, some talented devs just kind of lean into it. Take Fez, for example. I know, it was developed by a super controversial guy that the internet has a boner for hating on, but we're not getting into all that right now. It's a solid game that I enjoyed. You just separate the art from the artist for a minute, you degens. On the surface, it looks like a cute little indie platformer with a fun gimmick that has you rotating the world to solve puzzles. As you play this game and peel back the layers, though, you discover that there's so much more to it than meets the eye. It's been years since I played it, but I clearly remember being blown away by how deep it went and how deep I was falling into internet forums trying to decode the shit hidden away in this game. There were clues hidden in plain sight in a secret language that needed to be translated. Things that couldn't be viewed until you found the ability to look into the third dimension, which by itself was wild for a game that I just assumed was made using 2D sprites. There's this whole ass mystery of a room straight out of 2001: A Space Odyssey. This game was full of mystery, but it wasn't the same as unlocking the inverted castle or finding glitches that benefit you before you even know what the word glitch means. Instead, these are mysteries designed to be solved by a collective group of people, not necessarily by an individual player. No one person was going to solve this entire game. It wasn't designed that way. In fact, I think there are still unsolved mysteries surrounding this game. This is how you adapt, and it's a development style that has always generated a favorable response from the diehards that devote their lives to uncovering these games. Undertale and its fun system, creating wild fan theories and lore that may or may not be true. Animal Well taking a page right out of Phil Fish's book, but doing it even better and without Twitter tirades.
Well, here's mine, and then here's another from the IGN article. There are 50 different tiles in total, which means this single puzzle requires the collaboration of at least 50 people.
Five Nights at Freddy's having so much subtlety hidden beneath it that MatPat was able to build an entire career around one franchise. These aren't just secrets hidden from players, they're secrets built for players to tear apart together. Mystery isn't gone from gaming, and honestly, I don't even think it's worse now, it's just different. Back then, mystery felt personal. It was you sitting alone in your living room trying random nonsense because Jimmy told you on the bus this morning that his brother's friend Ryan caught a Togepi in Pokemon Red by renaming his character Misty and beating the Elite Four without saving the game once. That's a real one, by the way. I did that. I had all 150 in my original file of Pokemon Red, and I heard this rumor and tried it out. It's all good, my file won't be erased as long as I never save the game. But hey, it turns out when you beat the Elite Four, it saves your game for you. I was devastated, dude. All of that work gone. And it was my fault, you know. Jimmy later told me, oh, sorry, man. It only works on Pokemon Blue, not Red. Well, go to hell, Jimmy. I tried it on Blue too, and still no Togepi. But that's what we did, because every once in a while, these asinine rumors did actually work. But that doesn't translate to a post-high-speed internet world. Now mystery is shared. It's thousands of people working together, throwing ideas at the wall, digging through code, translating symbols, losing their mind over something that may or may not even have an answer. But you're not solving it alone anymore. You're just part of something bigger. And yeah, you might never get that exact same feeling you did of sitting in the dark in 1998, whispering "Where in Clock Tower" to yourself like you're goddamn Nicolas Cage stealing the Declaration of Independence. But instead, the mysteries grew up alongside us. The gaming industry has aged too, and with the tools we now have available as a collective species, the mysteries can grow in scale and ambition. And honestly, that's pretty sick. So no, mysteries in games didn't die, they've just adapted, and the way that we experience them has changed completely for the better. But hey, that's just a theory.
A game theory. Thanks for watching.